Well, from the dawn of NBA history, there has been an undeniable characteristic trait which has been shared by virtually every all-time great player. While it is unquantifiable and it won't show up in the box score, it is imprinted in the fiber of virtually every elite player in every era dating back to the infancy of professional athletics. Until, of course, this one. And that something has been missing from the sport of basketball for years now. Perhaps you couldn't even quite put your finger on it. An unmistakable swagger, the domineering will, the desire not just to beat your opponent, but to dishearten them, humiliate them, destroy them. The desire, no, the need to be the best and beat the best, not team with the best. And of course, above all, an unquenchable competitive drive, the alpha mentality. And amid this soft-ass society, marked by the emasculation to some degree of all things overtly masculine, there has no doubt been some resultant bleed through into professional athletics. And it is something that has been fundamentally lost by this generation of players. But now there is another rising, the return of the alpha. The Ant-Man cometh, and he's here to snatch souls. Just ask the star-studded alleged super team Phoenix Suns, who couldn't get a single game against the Timberwolves in their first-round playoff series. A series which frankly couldn't have been any less competitive, with the total net margin of differential for the four-game sweep sitting at 60 points or 15 per game. And Anthony Edwards was the major reason for that, posting an all-time tight performance in the elimination Game 4 in Phoenix. And it came as Devin Booker was pouring in 49 and KD was chipping in with 33, mind you, on a combined 25 of 38 from the field, good for 66% shooting. And it would have been easy for the Timberwolves to pack it in and close them out back in Minnesota in Game 5. But the Ant-Man wouldn't have it. After all, he is that guy. Him, as the kids these days would say, the alpha, and he would not be denied down the stretch, pouring in 16 points in the fourth quarter on 6 of 7 from the field, en route to a 40-point, 9-rebound, and 6-assist closeout game on the road, and 7 made three-pointers. He is now 4th in scoring in the NBA playoffs, dropping a line of 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists on 51% from the field, while sitting second currently in the postseason in player efficiency rating, 4th in win shares, and 2nd in box plus minus. And the Ant-Man isn't just about offense, as he is competing at both ends and rises to the challenge on the defensive side of the ball as well. An absolute skywalker with electrifying attacks to the rim, mesmerizing dunks, and no visible weakness to his game, as he is currently shooting 44% from the three-point line in these playoffs while attempting 8 a game. Oh, and did I mention this 6'4", 225-pound beast is only 22 years old?
What?
Yes, the future is here and it is now. It has arrived in the form of Anthony Edwards. And while Edwards, the former #1 overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft and highly touted recruit coming out of both high school and college, has taken a while to truly arrive, he has exploded on the scene this season and in these playoffs. A fringe first-team All-NBA performer during the regular season is looking second to none in these playoffs. And his Timberwolves are looking like an outright terrifying team to match up with. Them, like him, seem to have no weakness currently. The Timberwolves, who were the #1 rated net defense in the NBA during the regular season, are now leading the NBA playoffs in scoring offense by nearly 6 points per game. And while Anthony Edwards is the head of the snake, he is flanked by four-time All-Star Karl Anthony Towns, boasting a 23-point and 11 rebound per game career average, and Rudy Gobert is on the doorstep of winning his fourth Defensive Player of the Year award this season. And the 31-year-old will join Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace as the only four-time winners in NBA history. And the Wolves, accordingly, are sitting currently as the third odds-on favorite to win the NBA championship, behind only the Celtics, who will cakewalk into the finals, and Minnesota's looming second-round opponent, the defending world champion Denver Nuggets. Though, to be realistic and fair, there's really no quantifiable reason the banged-up Nuggets, who come limping into this series, should be favored against this Timberwolves team. Aside, of course, from the strength of last year's title run, and in all due respect to the soon-to-be three-time league MVP Nikola Jokic. But as we saw last series, when Anthony Edwards was playing his idol and favorite player Kevin Durant and busting his ass, harkening back to when Kobe put a double nickel on Jordan, peppering the GOAT with 55 points in their final meeting ever in the NBA. While Edwards respects the greats, he, like a true alpha, wants to rip their hearts out just like every other player unlucky enough to get in his path. And while Jokic is undeniably the best player on the planet today, who looks set to hold that title for the foreseeable future, with the swagger, the game, this mindset, and the team surrounding him, we might just very well be looking at the face of the NBA for many years to come. And he comes at the most opportune time for the NBA, as the NBA's old guard is set to age out, with Steph Curry missing the playoffs altogether, while Kevin Durant and LeBron James combine to win one total playoff game between them before punching their tickets to Cabo. The Ant-Man is here, and the rest of the league should be very worried, because there is finally a new alpha in town.